Not too long ago, I was hanging out with my buddy William, and he's playing some jazz bass. I'm playing acoustic guitar, and I'm kind of improvising with him in a backing track. And I was playing along, and I think that everything was sounding pretty good for 11 of the 12 bars, right? But that one bar was just really troubling me. It was kind of a weird jazz chord, and I had to hit the right notes or else it sounded pretty gnarly, and it did. And the way I handled that was a mistake. We just kept that backing track looping over and over again. And so it kept going. 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour went by. And really for that hour, I was working on one bar. For most of that hour, I was playing the 11 bars pretty much the same and experimenting with that one bar. Now, how much faster would I have gotten that 12th bar nailed if I had stopped and just worked out the notes, the line that I wanted to play over that one bar? Yeah, I wasted a lot of time during that hour working on stuff that didn't need to be worked on. I could do the other 11 bars. They sounded great. There was no point running over that same old ground. I wasted my time and I wasted William's time. Sorry, William. And I should add here that at some point he's begging me to stop and just work on that one bar, but I couldn't. I ignored him because the other 11 felt really comfortable. And I want to urge you, when you're practicing, to zero in on the parts of what it is that you're learning that you can't currently do. You got to get out of that comfort zone. You got to focus on the things that really give you trouble. And when you do that, you're going to get results that much faster. All right, so let's use the piece that you heard at the beginning of this video as an example. Let's say you're moving through that, you're trying to learn it, and the first 3 bars are a cakewalk for you. They're super easy. This bit. No problem there. You could do that all day long. So that's probably not where you need to spend your time when you're practicing and working on this. Let's say you move on and the 4th bar here gives you a little bit of trouble. That part. There may be something in there that's really tripping you up, but you know that it just doesn't sound quite as clean as you want it to. This is going to be your area of focus. This is where you need to get hyper-focused about figuring out what's going wrong and what you need to do to improve it, okay? And it doesn't necessarily mean that you got to play through all, in this case, 6 bars, or say this was a 12-bar progression. You don't have to play through all the bars to get to your problem area. You know where it is. Let's get there and let's get to work. Let's take a look at what we're doing here. We're sliding up on the 3rd string and the 1st string. And I've got this 2nd fret and this sort of, 6, harmonized 6 shape here. And we're just sliding up and then back down to the top of this E major. Happens on beat 2. If that's all you struggle with in this entire piece, that's all you need to practice to make it better. That's your leverage. That's the lever that you can pull to get better, to feel progress, to nail this piece. So I would say slow things way down and practice just that little phrase. Spend your time there and you're going to find some results. Then move on and work it in with what you already know. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to never play things that you already know. That's not true. You've got to, remind yourself what it feels like to perform, to have fun. What I'm saying here is that just playing what you're comfortable doing should not be the only thing you do when you practice. You've got to spend time, like this hypothetical example. If the sliding bit was your problem, then you've got to pay attention and work on just that little details, the details that add up to great guitar playing and that will really help you leverage your practice time. All right, so this tab is going to be free because I know that we didn't necessarily spend a lot of time working on the notes and the licks and all that stuff. So be sure to head to the link in the description and pick up the tab that's going to help you put this lick into your playing. But the real point here is that if it's easy for you, maybe play through it, put it in your lick bank, and then move on. If it's difficult, then there's something in there that you need to practice. That's telling you that there's a spot, there's a technique, there's a note, there's a fingering, or something that's difficult for you. And that's where you need to spend your time practicing. Ignore the easy bits for the moment, practice the hard stuff. You're gonna find more success in your practice that way. All right, that's it for this lesson. I hope you really enjoyed it, and listen, I hope that you really put this stuff into your practice routine. It's so easy to fall back into your comfort zones and not stretch yourself. And I hate to see that happening in my own playing, in students playing. So please don't let that happen to you. Practice outside of your comfort zone, stretch your abilities, and get better. And we'll work on that here every Tuesday at Tuesday Blues. So hit the subscribe button if you dig what we're doing, give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you back here next Tuesday. Until then, play on.